Hello there. Oh my god, I think I just busted my throat saying hello there at half 11 at night. Jesus Christ, what am I doing, man? What is everything? I'm sipping on orange dreamsicle rain, and none of this matters because I want to talk about the beta. Now, I'm saying this straight off the back of a few hours of the game. I've put a few hours into it, and I know that this is just an initial blast of opinion. That stuff is going to change with the beta. I'm sure they're going to have more weekends, etc., so on and so forth. But I have time to talk about the game, and I want to get my initial impressions out of the way straight away. Will I cover this game again? Or this beta again? Potentially, I don't know. It all depends on what's going on. I've still got to do my friggin' Outlaws review yet. But yes, Black Ops 6 beta. You know what? Last year I came to peace with the terms that I was okay with being done with this franchise. This franchise that I've been playing ever since 2010. I was okay with being done with it. It was the same thing every year. I didn't see anything changing, particularly as we had the run of freaking, what was it? I can't even remember. World War II? No, not World War II. Vanguard, the run of Vanguard, the Modern Warfare 2, the Modern Warfare 3, three essentially identical games in a row. And I said, the only reason I was into Modern Warfare 3, the only thing I liked about Modern Warfare 3, and genuinely, still to this day, I still think it's actually an okay game, was nostalgia. And I came to terms with the notion that if I'm going to continue playing these games, that they're going to have to tap into my nostalgia, and that's about it, because it's always the same thing every year, and it's played out. God damn it. They had to give Treyarch a little bit more time, didn't they? I'm so tired of praising these games. I know I shouldn't, and that no one else does, and I'm the only person who praises these back to back. But it's not what I expected. This game is not what I expected. I thought it was going to be the same. I thought it was going to feel the same. But I have to say, this feels like actually a fairly big change in terms of gameplay. I think they actually used, 3 years? I think they used these 3 years quite well. I had a feeling that they would just use them to recreate the same game that they've been making over and over again, but polish it and fix it here and there so it's a smoother launch, and add a couple of bits, here and there too. But God, it feels different. The game feels different, and not just because of the movement, although I think it might be an offshoot of the new movement. The gameplay does feel different. And in my impressions of the gameplay that I watched rather than played, I said that this looks as though it hybridizes Cold War and the Modern Warfare games now, but leaning more towards Cold War. It had that kind of wavy animation style of Cold War, and I kind of don't really feel that way, but I do at the same time, and I feel differently but the same. It's very strange, but this does feel very Cold War-esque, but in a completely a different offshoot way. It feels less like Modern Warfare 3 than I thought it would, /2. The same amount like Cold War that I thought it would. Awful grammar there. And then this new different thing. It does feel different, and it's hard to explain. There's a level of polish here that I haven't experienced in Call of Duty yet. The way I felt playing this beta was the way that I first felt playing the Modern Warfare 2019 beta, where it, for the first time, felt like, it's Call of Duty, but it feels different. What's going on? This isn't what Call of Duty does. This feels slightly different to how it felt, and like I said, I don't know if it's just purely to facilitate the new movement system, but there's something about it that I can't. It's so intangible and I can't place, and for some people they're not gonna like it. There's like a weight to the guns now that didn't exist in Modern Warfare 3. They feel a bit heavier, a bit meatier, like they're real cannons this time. And like I said, a lot of people aren't gonna like that. A lot of people who favor speedy gameplay, although it does facilitate that too, and I'll get into that. But it feels different, and I like it. Damn it, I like this change. And I sort of like the new movement stuff. I will say that right now, I'm not really feeling 100% of the benefit of it. It feels as though dolphin diving left and right isn't really beneficial. I figured out how to do it, but I can't think of a scenario where jumping out of the way left or right, having to fiddle with all of that and already be moving left or right and then dolphin dive so far isn't very intuitive to me. What is intuitive is the new like weapon sway, and this plays a big part into the new gameplay system. There's something about the new weapon sway where, like, I don't know, it just fits so well into the movement, and it just feels like something that you can really use to your advantage. I've noticed a lot of snappy gameplay from not only the pros, but from the kill cams that I get, and occasionally even from me, and that utilizes that movement, and I think over time it's only going to get better. The sway of the weapon that we're experiencing now due to this new Omni movement system, I like it, and I think it's going to improve and only become a cooler system. The weapons feel great to shoot. Oh, I hate that I say this. The maps, they're smaller than we've had, in recent years, but this being Treyarch, they're the best maps since Cold War, in terms of like gameplay flow. I know that with Modern Warfare 3 I praise the maps, but those were Modern Warfare 2 maps. The maps that, oh god, what are they called? Why am I forgetting everything today? But the third team, Sledgehammer. The maps that the Sledgehammer bought through as DLC after the fact, none of them hit with me. None of them were I don't know. I just wasn't impressed by those maps, and I didn't think they flowed particularly well. And they all just felt like I'm not a huge fan of Sledgehammer's map design, and I wasn't with this game. These ones feel great. They all feel good. I will say I still feel that, like I said with the COD Next impressions, I still feel that visually they could be a little bit more exciting, given that this is a tryout game. And yes, I still feel that way going into the game. I will say that the map that I commented on that felt like a Modern Warfare 2 2022 map, Jesus Christ, is a lot better to play than it is to look at. The flow is actually pretty good. Lots of verticality, like things to slide down and stuff like that. There's a train map that honestly feels like one that we've played 1,000 times between Modern Warfare 2019. There was one there. There was one in COD Ghost. I think they even added a similar map to this in another one of the Call of Duty games. It feels like a map we've seen 1,000 times. I'm not overly impressed by that. We also got like a rooftop one. Again, this feels like a map that we've got a lot, honestly. Visually, nothing particularly interesting, and actually in terms of layout, it just feels like a map I played on 1,000 times. But they're all fine. Like, they're all good maps. They have a cooler visual language than anything we got in the Modern Warfare games or Vanguard, but that was always the case. Treyarch have the best visual language in terms of use of color palette and stuff like that. Everything else is gravy. I can't say that I experienced too much of anything else that was crazy or groundbreaking. You have your kill streaks, you have your LBRB, and I still can't remember the name of that, like 5 years in. And like I said, the weapons feel great. I don't have any issues in terms of like bugs or hit scan issues. The beta did crash a couple of times. It is a bit unstable, but the gameplay itself is solid, as I knew it would be. So it's annoying, and I have come to terms with the fact that I don't expect to be playing this all year, despite the fact that they've introduced Master Prestige, so who knows, a traditional Prestige, so who knows, but you never know. I mean, maybe I'll put some more time into it, but I'm not going to say concretely that I will be, because as exciting as things are now, I do think I'm in the honeymoon phase, and it's like, oh, it's a bit different, and it feels slightly different, and that's exciting, and I kind of need to get past that, and I will get past that. It won't take me long for me to be like, okay, this is just, I'm in an arena shooting people, let's go back to MCC, or play whatever I want to play. But currently, it is kind of cool. It is kind of cool that the game feels slightly different. Anyway, if you have any thoughts on it, let me know what you think. But so far, those are the thoughts on the beta. And potentially, perhaps, I'll keep you updated. I'll see everyone later.
The PlayStation's only $149, and you can also get leading titles.